Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of Tarot Talks. This is episode 6, reading the Major Arcana, and we're talking about the Lover's 6 for this particular reading. Let's jump right in. So the frequency of the reading is going to be guided by the Algae's rune. Anytime I've gotten this rune in a reading, it's always been a warning. So this is a protection rune, but it also deals with listening to the intuition and any messages that come across. So this is going to be a message to be very in tune with what you're feeling and listen to the synchronicities and the messages that you're receiving, because it looks like the path that you're kind of wanting to go on is not the right path. Like I said, anytime I've gotten this as a warning. So wherever you're about to go, watch out. That's what it means for me. That's how I've seen it displayed in all my readings. So if we're talking about leaving or staying in a relationship, this looks like do not leave. That is not the right option right now. The reason why I get that is because we have the Fool. Fool always jumps in, is about to go on a journey, but it is reversed. It is Uranus. So Uranus is the earth breaking out from under your feet and like a seed growing up from underneath the earth. It's revolution. It's upset, all of that. So we don't have an upset in the home environment right now. And we also have the Queen of Swords, which before I told you is the divorcee, the single woman of the Queens. And so yeah, it's saying don't leave. Put your attention towards this relationship, because Swords is the area of the mind. So put your thoughts, your will, your wishes into this relationship, because it's facing the Lover's card. So do not leave. Heed the signs to stay where you are, because sometimes it's like, you know what, it feels like we should move on because there's things that we want, but sometimes we don't realize what we have, and we don't realize that actually just putting a little bit of effort and working on what we have can actually make it into what we need it to be. So this is not a good time to leave a relationship. In terms of, am I going to meet someone? This doesn't feel like a good positive reading. It feels like just be careful of the people that come into your life. They might not have your best interest in mind. This one looks like somebody who might actually play games with you, who might not have your best interest in mind, and don't jump into things so quickly. That's what the Fool here, when it's reversed, it's not happening fast. We're not going anywhere. We're kind of hanging in the balance. So this is like, there may be someone that comes in and may give you the opportunity to be in a relationship, but they're not going to be the ideal partner. Why? Because this is a single person of the zodiac. And I don't know, in this sense, just being reversed, it doesn't mean, for me, it doesn't mean that she's not single. It just means that she is not going to be the correct person that's going to come in to the life. Her mind isn't going to be right, not going to be ready to settle down, that type of thing. So that's the feeling that I get from this. There's also a feeling of partnerships here, because this card is ruled by Libra, the Queen of Swords, and that's the 7th house of partnership in the zodiac. And then the Lovers is the perfect balance. So we have an imbalance because it's upside down, and then a balance here. So there's something going on that needs to be, that their attention needs to be put towards that. So it could be you're wanting to attract the perfect partner, but your mind is not in the right space. We don't have a good balance in the mind. So we might attract somebody first who's actually not that good for us, and we need to do some work. There might be a lesson that needs to be learned. As far as travel, this guy's not traveling right now. There's things that need to be put in order. Heed the warning signs. Don't jump into this particular trip too quick. Plan for it. Do a little bit more research about where you're going to stay. If you're going to do an Airbnb, try and get some valid reviews on it. Make sure it's going to be a place where it gives you what it says it's going to give you. If, it says it's a 3-bedroom house, make sure that people that stayed there can verify that, because when you get there with your family and it's a 1-bedroom apartment, with the shower not working, it's like, it feels like that type of feeling, like you could be duped. Air upside down always feels like there's trickery and there's something off, and something that, because swords are justice and what's right and the law and balance, it feels like something's off. So I feel like this reading is just definitely a warning and to watch out. And as far as money, like, am I going to get it? Am I going to get this job? Blah, blah, blah. It just, I don't know. I just don't feel like it has a good energy to it. I feel like there's an essence of wait, get your mind in order, get your affairs in order before you leave this job. Or if this job is coming, you might get some offers that seem lucrative, but they may not be what they seem. So do your research. So here we go. We're going to switch out these cards. Okay, so we have Knight of Wands and we have the Two of Coins. So the Two of Coins, I believe, is Jupiter in Capricorn. I believe. Let me just see if my rememberer works. Lord of Harmonious Change. Yes, Jupiter in Capricorn. So this means that the financial status is going to be expanding and it's going to be changing. Things are a little bit rough at the moment, but it will change and it will expand because Jupiter is the wheel of the year, and it keeps everything changing, growing, turning. So this looks good. This looks like, though, don't look elsewhere. Don't look outside of where you're actually looking. Again, because we have the warnings of the Algae's rune. It looks like we're in a good place right now with the Lover's card in the middle. It feels good, but there is a tendency for you to maybe backtrack or be like, maybe, you know, marketing isn't really my thing. I've been in this business for so long. Maybe going back to school, like you may be thinking about those things, but it doesn't look like that's going to be a good position or a good choice. Don't wander away from where you are right now. You just have to put in the time. That's what the Two of Pentacles is about. It's about enduring through a time that is just a little bit uncomfortable, where maybe money's coming in and going out and bills are paid, but we're not really seeing a huge profit or return. But this is a warning. Again, I feel like it just means don't venture outwards. I just feel like the Knight venturing away feels like very hasty. This is a card of haste. I feel like there's a good thing in what we have in the middle right here, and we need to actually stay the course and not venture away from it. Just stay in it, work through it, and then eventually you will see return or you will see profit or anything like that. As far as love, when you get the Lover's card, it usually does, it's usually like a balance and a goodness, and it's a good card to get when you're asking if you're going to meet a partner or how your relationship's doing. It's a card of joy, balance, harmony, that type of thing. But with the two cards on the other end, if we're looking at, like, you know, do you think this relationship's going to last? There may be a wandering eye, or one of the partners may be like, you know, what would it be like to be single right now? Or how would it feel to be with somebody else? There feels like there is an air of just a wandering spirit, like one is wandering away from the relationship. But Jupiter in Capricorn, again, expands the situation, and it enriches and enlightens. And I feel like, again, there's the warning here. Just watch where your thoughts are. Do the work, stay the course, stay in it, and ride these waves out here. See the waves in the background? It's just, he's on one foot because it's just like, it's a little tough right now. And the situation just isn't the best at the moment, but it will get better, and it's about staying the course. And then travel in the Knight of Wands is always about travel and rushing in and going places. But we have the Lovers who kind of feel like, again, right now we're in a good place and we need to kind of stay in this good place right now. Maybe this isn't the time to leave. This is the time to save some money and wait till you're seeing a return and seeing a profit, so you won't actually drain your resources to take this trip. That type of thing. That's the feeling that I'm getting from this. So that was the reading for the Lover 6 And I don't know if I covered the rulership of the lovers, which is Gemini. So Gemini is all about partnership, communication, and sometimes it's about business relationships as well. And it's about bringing another person into the relationship or comings and goings with other people that have to do with the way that you make your money. So that's the rulership. The Wands is, I don't know if Wands has, yeah, it's double fire. So again, this is a very rushy card, like not thinking before you make your decisions. Okay, so you got to watch when you get that card and look at the way it's positioned, if it's upside down, if it's facing the middle card. So this is like, it feels like things are wandering away from what is actually happening at the moment instead of focusing on what is happening in the moment and fixing it. And again, that feels like the same kind of energy as the first reading, even though we switched out the cards. It feels like there's a warning to not jump, to not kind of vary away from what is going on at the moment, to stay in it, get your mind right, fix it, and then go ahead and make a decision. But right now is not the time for us to jump, basically. Okay, so that was the Lover 6, and I will get back to you very soon with the Chariot 7. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Thank you so much for the new subscribers. I really appreciate you. And again, if there's things that you want to see, just feel free to leave a comment. I get back to you very quickly, and I love to engage with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy your Thursday, and I hope you guys are all getting ready for Christmas and have all your affairs in order. And enjoy this holiday season. Have a great day.